Your next 10, fascinating in the fact that these are where the two quarterbacks in the draft you have going in the first round reside, because you have only two guys going in your first 32 at the quarterback position, none in the top 10. You've got Kenny Pickett going to the Saints, 18th overall, and then the Liberty quarterback Malik Willis to the Steelers, 20th overall. Walk me through your choices here, and also to leave Matt Corral out of the first round entirely.
Yeah, Matt Corral, unfortunately, you're not going to see him throw or do much at the Senior Bowl. He's coming off that injury in the bowl game he played in. He's got a really live arm, Rich. He plays really, really aggressive, and he does that with his legs. He's not a big guy. I don't think he's going to physically hold up playing that aggressive with his legs. So he's going to have to dial that back. It's kind of a tough offense to evaluate out of as well. Kind of some schemed winners in there with Lane Kiffin and RPOs. It's just he's a tough evaluation. So that's why I had him kind of sliding out. And then you get to Kenny Pickett with the Saints. It feels like to me this is kind of not a rebuild, but definitely kind of a new chapter here with Dennis Allen taking over. They don't have their quarterback answer there, and I think when you look at playing indoors, playing and where they're going to play in that division, I think it suits Kenny Pickett with his skill set. Doesn't have an overpowering arm, but really good accuracy and decision making. So I like to fit with him there. And then Malik Willis, again, the mock drafts I do off of what I hear and where I think could happen. And the buzz down there in Mobile at the Senior Bowl was that the Steelers seem to be smitten with Malik Willis. So they want to, a lot of times it's like when you fire a coach, you hire the opposite. I think we can see a little bit of that, too, when you change quarterbacks. I mean, it doesn't get any more opposite than going from Joe Flacco to Lamar Jackson. So you stay inside the division. You go from Big Ben to Malik Willis. You get a lot more athletic. And Kevin Colbert does what Ozzie Newsome did on the way out the door is leave the next guy a quarterback to go forward with.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned that to Ed Bouchette last week, and he kind of poo-pooed that in a way, the longtime chronicler of the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And, but I also did hear Tomlin say that that mobility at the quarterback spot is something that he would love to have, right? So
yep.
That's those two things make sense right
there.
A little breadcrumb right there. But and then there's the issue of the quarterback market shaking out in the new league year, as well as maybe after all that with Deshaun Watson and what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. And Russell Wilson is the latest quarterback to remove or not have any mention in his Twitter bio or social media bio of the team that currently has him. So how do you see all of that playing out? Obviously, that would wreck a mock draft. That's why it's a mock draft, everybody. So just go back to your homes. It's not the real thing. Right? So how do you see the quarterback market going into the combine, whispers and ear to the ground, Daniel?
Yeah, I would say a couple things, Rich. You bring up some great points. So that would be a great opportunity for me to say, pay more attention to a top 50 list or whoever you follow and whoever you trust with their information. Mm-hmm. A mock draft prior to free agency is just a fun exercise, but I don't know how useful it is. But if you can kind of get a feel for how you stack the players and how you like the players and how you rank the players, I think that's more valuable. And I would say how it impacts what we have going forward over the next few weeks as we head towards free agency. I don't get the idea that anybody's super enamored or in love with this quarterback class. And what that tells me is that we're going to see some teams try and get bold and try and be pretty aggressive in the veteran market. So that should be a lot of fun.
Well, who's going to be available in the veteran market, do you think? Do you think Aaron Rodgers is?
I think it's going to be trying to give teams an offer they can't refuse. So maybe some guys that you don't think are, potentially available, maybe they get blown away and they do become available. I would imagine there's going to be several teams that try and take a swing, with Aaron Rodgers, with Russell Wilson particularly. And then I feel like we've been saying the same thing forever. We're all just playing the waiting game on Watson.
And then anybody that we're not talking about? What do you think? You think?
I don't know. There was some talk about, Cousins and what could happen there. I think once they hired Kevin O'Connell, I kind of put that to bed because I don't think you're allowed to be a membership of the Shanahan coaching tree unless you pledge your allegiance to Kirk Cousins. So I just don't see that happening.
You pledge allegiance to Kirk Cousins? that what you stand up there, hand over your heart?
Yeah.
That's how it works?
That's really funny. Hold on. I'm going to write that out today. I'm going to write that out right
One
now.
quarterback under center
Yeah.
with completions and interceptions for all.
This three-step drop ID pledge.
Daniel Jeremiah here on the Rich Eisen Show. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.